All right. So in this video, we're going to be going over 40 differences in treatment between a sub 5 normie and a Chad by Wheat Waffles. And I do think that this is true. However, there is a little bit of a thing that not many people in the black pill community realize, I think. And it's because, well, first off, they don't know too much biochemistry. And second, they don't know much biology. But you can change a lot, by the way. And I mean a lot, a lot. In fact, I'm testing on myself right now. And it's actually, the results are pretty scary, how quickly it's happening, at least, because I'm applying a couple other things in terms of biology and understanding hormones and a little bit of some other things. And I'm seeing some pretty insane differences very, very quickly, actually, in my face, for that matter, especially in my teeth. Very, very shocking. I'm literally like, I guess you could say I wouldn't say giving myself braces, but you can really change your face shape, and you can change just how attractive you are very, very easily. This doesn't just apply to men. This also applies to women. It's really not that difficult. All it is, it's just development, correct development as a child. Now, even if you didn't develop correctly as a child, you can actually still change your growth afterwards. It just takes a little bit more work, like a lot more work, but you can still change it. So let's see what he has to say.
1. Normies are in the 4 to 6 out of 10 range of looks and are considered average. Chads are a 7 and above and are considered highly attractive. Sub 5s are a 3 or below and considered unattractive. 2. Normies typically experience neutral treatment from women. Chads receive positive feedback and sub 5s are met with repulsion. 3. Normies get rejected the majority of the time they show interest in a girl. Sub 5s always get rejected. Chads get accepted a lot and in fact sometimes have women reaching out to them. 4. When men ask women about their looks, normies will typically be told phrases like, "You're fine and there's nothing wrong with you." Meanwhile, Chads will be told, "You're really attractive, who's the lucky lady?" Then sub 5s are told, "One day you'll find the right person and make her really happy." 5. According to my Fiverr face rating data, 77% of men are classed as normies. The bottom 14% are classed as sub 5s, while just the top 9% of men fall into the Chad category.
So I'm gonna say that there is actually a lot of truth to everything that he's saying. So, for instance, most people don't develop correctly in today's day and age, including me for that matter. They don't necessarily develop fully, and because of that, it shows in your face. It doesn't just show in your face for that matter. It shows in everything. It shows in your body. It literally just shows. That's what attractiveness is. So when you don't develop it correctly, then that's what happens. So yeah, he says this is like, I don't know the exact numbers, but this would make a lot of sense because once again, most people do not develop correctly. So most people should actually be in this category within like 7 or up. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but you should be in the 7 and up category if you develop correctly. And if you don't develop correctly, then you won't end up in this category and you will end up down here. Now, it's really not that difficult from what I'm aware of, at least based on biology and all the other things that I've learned, which I am testing on myself right now in multiple ways, not just one, not just facial remodeling, but bone remodeling, just like the rib cage and the hips. So trust me, it's insane. Getting some pretty crazy results. So yeah, this once again, I would have to say this is true. This one, I would say that this is also very true.
Told.
Yeah, this one is very, very true. So once again, you'll get completely different treatment, and people will say completely different things based on how you look. This is the halo effect. This is a no-brainer, right? This is also pretty true. This is very, very true. This part is very, very true, especially. This is also very true. You get meted based on like how you look. You will literally get a completely different treatment, and this doesn't just apply to men, right? Men interacting with women. This also sort of applies to women interacting with men as well.
Another way normies can overcome rejections is by gym maxing. In other words, building a highly aesthetic body. Meanwhile, Chads can still excel in dating with or without the gym. Then for sub 5s, Going to the gym has little to no impact as it is seen as compensating.
Once again, I would say that this is pretty true. You can, like, okay, if you just notice, here's a really quick thing just to show you what I mean by facial remodeling. If you notice some very, like, one of the really obvious things about each of these people, look at this person's face, look at this person's face, and look at this person's face. What makes this person's face more attractive than this? Why? One of the things, look at how elongated his face is, and look at how much more compact his face is. So this is literally just an indicator of he is breathing correct, or he's breathed correctly, as well as a couple of nutrition things. He's gotten like correct nutrition as a child, and because of that, and because of a couple other things, his face developed correctly, and it shows way more, and it's very obvious. And he did like moderate developing, right? Like most people in today's day and age, and he did not develop correctly at all. And once again, you can change a lot of this, a lot of this, and I really do mean a lot. You could probably, even if you're this guy, for instance, and you're 3, you can probably go up to 6, maybe even 7, 8, or 9, based on facial remodeling or bone remodeling. Yeah, it's this, once again, this, I don't necessarily know that this is true. I don't really think that this is true. Gym maxing, I don't think will really always help. This is always true. This one is always true.
8. Height is a big factor and can change the category you're in. For example, a Chad who is 5'6" is roughly equivalent to an average height normie who is also near the same level to a 6'4" sub 5.
I would say height plays a very big role. Height plays a very big role, I think. You can change your height. That one is way more tedious though to do than facial remodeling and hip and rib cage remodeling. I really don't want to do that one. It's just that one's really annoying. So yeah, you can do it though. If you really want to, you can. It just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, and you have to do like a certain routine because you didn't grow up correctly, because your growth plates, you basically stunted your growth because you were eating poorly like trash. So yeah, once again, height is not genetic. This is not genetic. Like, this is literally just growth. Did you grow up correctly? So this person grew up correctly breathing. This person did not. That's just a quick, just to give you an example.
Normies often have a place in women's lives as being used for attention. For Chads, the roles are reversed.
This one's pretty true.
And women are competing for his attention.
Very true once again.
Then for sub 5s, they don't even have a place in these games as women don't want to be associated with them.
This is also very true. Yeah, I would say that this is very true. Yeah, this is very true. This one especially is very true. This one's 100% true. I know this for certain. So yeah, it literally is just, did you develop correctly? Did you not develop correctly? So yeah, it's not really that. I mean, to me, it's like, just look at it sort of from a biological perspective. Like, why would, for instance, have you seen an unattractive bear, or have you seen an unattractive tiger, or an unattractive lion, or an unattractive cow, or an unattractive, like, they don't exist. Why don't they exist? They only, an unattractive monkey. They don't exist. They all basically look pretty much the exact same. The only difference is, if you stick silicone plugs up that monkey's nose, that monkey suddenly becomes unattractive, and you'll be able to tell very quickly yourself how unattractive that monkey is. It's really amazing. So once again, this is all just, did you grow up correctly? Did you not grow up correctly? There's a lot. It's really amazing actually how much of modern society has really screwed up today's day and age people, and like really made things not good. So yeah, I find that pretty crazy, but I mean, I guess that's the way of the world.
Chads get accepted by women, normies get friend zoned by women, sub 5s get harshly rejected by women.
Yeah, once again, it's all literally just, did you develop correctly or did you not develop correctly? It's really important. Like in biology, this is just it's crucial. This applies not to just to animals for that matter. This applies to insects as well. You can stunt insect growth. There's a study done on this. I think it was like some epigenetic study on insect growth and hindering the nutrients by putting the insect in a different kind of medium. And you literally saw like not only the females being less attracted to that insect, but you also saw the males being less competent and less being able to even perform what they're supposed to do, what their job is, which is like, it sounds a little weird, but they basically weren't able to fight other males because they use like their antenna and stuff. This was like a, man, I forgot what insect it was. It's weird though. They have this like giant antenna growing out. If somebody remembers what I'm talking about, then yeah, let me know in the comments below because I can't really remember the insect. So
14. A common feature of chads is their sharp jawline, a jawline that is square with good definition.
Okay, this, once again, you can get this. This is not that hard to get. This is literally just, did your face develop correctly? And if it didn't, you can make it develop correctly. Even probably until you're 68 or something. Honestly, in fact, you could probably even make it develop after that, as long as you understand hormones and stuff. Like, this is, you can change this. You can definitely change this 100%.
Most normies have average looking or rounded jawlines. Sub 5s typically have recessed and asymmetrical jawlines.
Yeah, once again, this is literally just, did you breathe correctly? Breathing incorrectly. Not breathing fully correct. Breathing correctly. Like this person, by the way, just to give you an example, this person does not have sleep apnea, most likely, if ever. This person probably can have it, most likely does have it actually, and this person also has it, most certainly has it actually. And once again, this is just correct development. It shows on the body.
15. Another common feature of chads is a piercing eye area, commonly referred to as hunter eyes. Normies...
This is just determined by this bone right here on the face. I think it's called the maxilla, if I remember correctly. You can change this once again.
Have mediocre looking eyes. Sub...
Yeah, you can change this once again. It's based on the maxilla.
5s have large protruding eyes, commonly known as prey eyes.
Dude, this is, oh my god, this is what I saw so many vegan doctors have. I was like, oh my god, this is yeah, this is, I actually reviewed a video of that before. Oh my god, yes, the guy who had bulging eyes. I don't know if you remember that one, but this is like another indicator. Incorrect development. Incorrect development leads to unattractive looks. It's literally just that simple. It's not that difficult.
10. When it comes to physical touch, women will feel uneased and awkward when playfully touched by normies. In contrast, for chads, women will actually look for excuses to touch him. Then for sub 5s, any physical contact will be seen as horrifying. Just take a look at this video. This leads into my next point, as chads will be able to attract women with their looks alone. Meanwhile, normies...
Okay, just look at this, for instance. Like, attracting with just looks alone. Does this not all just happen in the animal kingdom all the time? This is literally the purpose of, like, these deer, for instance, having, or these reindeer having, like, giant antlers. Like, that's an example. That's just one example, for instance, of attractiveness. It's not like they're reindeer mooing or whatever they do to each other in order to communicate attractiveness. No, it's usually based on looks. Sometimes, like, pheromones could play a role. But for the most part, most things in the animal kingdom, it's pretty much looks. So why wouldn't this be the same for humans? Once again, this is just correct development.
will often need a few other things going for them, such as great social skills or several common interests with a girl. Then,
Yeah. Once again, this is just competency. This literally just means competency. Like, how competent are you?
for sub 5s, none of their extras will matter as they'll get rejected whatever they have.
Yep.
25, to put it another way, normies can improve their dating life by following the principles of the red pill. Then for chads, despite
So there's a lot of things that you can do, honestly. I mean, you don't really need to do this for attraction for that matter, in my opinion. There's not really, like, for instance, self-improvement. This isn't necessarily for attraction. This is for yourself. Or it should be for yourself anyways. Like, for instance, an example of self-improvement could be understanding, like, having more meaning in life or trying to accomplish some sort of a goal that you have. Like, let's say it's a health goal. That's like my goal, obviously, right? That's my biggest goal. So this is literally just going down that route. You don't do that for other people. I mean, you indirect consequences of it could end up benefiting other people, or it shows to other people, but this is not for other people. This shouldn't be for other people, in my opinion. This is develop your philosophy first. Game, this is literally just competency and social skills. Gym, you don't. I think gym is a little more complicated. You don't really need to go to the gym that often. I'm a great example. No, I work out once every 4 to 6 days for only 10 minutes. That's it. It's really not that hard to maintain and keep muscle mass as long as you're eating correctly and you understand hormones and stuff. And status, once again, status is just this applies to this side as well. But this is just competency. This is literally just competency.
how ridiculous it sounds, they can still have a good dating life even if they are blue-pilled.
I don't think that this is fully true. I definitely don't think that this is true. There's a lot of examples of men being left later on, even like celebrities, for instance, being left later on. And they're both like very, very good looking, and sometimes the man is definitely better than the woman in terms of the looks, and the woman still leaves him. Why? It has to do with competency. There's a lot of aspects to competency. There's a lot of aspects. It's not just this. Being available. There's too much to competency. It's understanding just like, I guess, the dynamics of nature. I don't really know how to put it.
Then for sub-5s, their only option is to take the black pill. 4. Chads will generally acquire more confidence and better social skills during their school years. This is due to them receiving better treatment and involvement from classmates. And
yeah, this comes at a price though. You can be confident and very stupid. I've seen many people like this, so I wouldn't. Being confident isn't always too good. There's way too many confident people. Oh man, this is like one of the worst things. So many people. There's too many people out there who are too confident, but they have the worst possible advice. Like the worst possible advice. So yeah, this isn't. I would say that this is true, but it's not a good thing. This comes at a price. And I don't think, I think there's actually, in this case, it's beneficial to be in this range because you don't end up being probably, I guess, wrapped up in your delusion is the best way to say it. So.
This is known as positive reinforcement theory. In contrast, sub-5s are more likely to be shy and timid as they get excluded more often.
Yeah. This, once again, though, this is, in some sense, this can be beneficial. This gives you time to actually learn things like philosophy, for instance, and learn the meaning of life. Because in my opinion, you can't live this life the entire time. when you do, you can live it for a little bit, but eventually there's this like haunting question of the meaning of life, which comes to approach you one way or another. In my case, it did. So I sort of like, you have to have the negative
This is
reinforcement
known as
theory.
negative.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't, once again, that haunting question's gonna come. One day it comes, and when it comes, it hits hard, and it's like, whoa. And it's something you can block out continually. You can try to continually block it out, but eventually it really, really haunts you, and it usually hits you, from what I'm aware of, at about like 40 years of age or 60 years of age, because that's when many men and women seem to really kind of shift. They do this like 180, or maybe even around 30 sometimes. So yeah, this is just developed philosophy, in my opinion. This is very important. It's very important to not always be stuck in your delusion and being confirmed by everybody else. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Because when you are, problems, really big problems can happen.
Against sub-5s is their positive qualities will be seen as negatives. For example, confidence will be seen as arrogance. For Chads, the reverse.
This is very true. This is very, very true. Yes. Yes. You can see the exact... You can put this guy doing some, like, heinous behavior, and it will be seen as a good. It'll be the exact opposite than this. A negative will be seen as a positive. It's it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So this is very, very true, actually. I find this one very funny, though.
This is true. Their negatives can be seen as positives. For example,
Exactly.
a lack of confidence
See, exactly.
may be seen as mysterious.
See, he knows. He knows. This is this is very, very true once again.
For normies, they are the only group that has a matching of their qualities to their reception.
I wouldn't say that's true always. I definitely wouldn't always say that's true. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
38. Normies and sub-5s will think of any reason to explain why a Chad got the girl and not him. That's any reason besides looks. He might say something like, Chad just got there first. My girl will soon realise I'm the man who really cares, and then she'll break up with Chad and choose me instead.
Okay, I gotta be honest, I'm gonna say this right now. This might sound a little harsh, but if you're in this mindset where you're stuck over one person, you need to rethink your mindset, in my opinion. You need to be able to leave. You need to be ready to leave at any time. Literally any time, and I know that sounds crazy, but you have to be willing to. There's this is where the word competency sort of comes into play. Like, being this sort of a mindset is a lack of competency. You should have better things to do with your time. There are so many things that you can do with your time other than relationships. Like, life is not just relationships. You can, well, in my case, you can make a YouTube channel. You can make a YouTube channel. You can learn biology. You can learn any of the sciences for that matter. They're all amazing. You can not only learn them, you can apply them to real life. Probably the most interesting part, in my opinion. It's the best part. You can play video games. One of my favorites, rank 27 Challenger, League of Legends, North America. I probably would have even been able to get rank 1. Multi-season Challenger. Video games are a lot of fun. It's competition, just competing in League of Legends. You can, video games, once again. You could also just go outside. Go do sports. That's another thing. I did a lot of sports when I was younger as well. I did tons and tons of sports. I did literally every single sport there was, actually. Basketball, soccer, tennis, or football in this case. But soccer actually just comes from England. The word soccer comes from England. It's association league. I'm not actually going to explain that. I played all those sports. I played like tons and tons of sports when I was a kid. Always on the varsity team because I was very competitive. Because once again, there's a lot more to life than just relationships. There is so much more to life than just relationships. And if this is the only thing that you can see, then in my opinion, you will lack competency, and it might show in your relationship. It could very, very quickly show in your relationship because it's all based on competency. Literally, it's all based on competency. From my view, anyways.
Finally, to sum up the entire video, women break rules for chads and make rules for normies and sub-5s.
So, I hope you guys got to see some of the things that I do think are true. I mean, obviously, this is just like a no-brainer. This is the animal kingdom, literally. Like, it's no different than animals. Did the reindeer have antlers or whatever, horns? I don't know what you want to call them. Whatever you want to call them. Were they big enough? Yes or no? If they weren't, then it's not seen as attractive. If they were, then it is attractive. Like, it's this is a no-brainer in my opinion. So, yeah, but the only problem is when you do have the bigger horns as the reindeer, you can be like trapped in your own ignorance. And you only see the game of mating, which I think that there is way, way, way more to life than just mating. Like, way, way more. There is so much more. It's not just relationships. You can do anything. And I really do mean anything. And if you are relying strictly on relationships the entire time, you've got a rough road ahead of you, in my opinion. You've got a very, very rough road ahead of you. I don't know how you can sustain yourself like that, but I couldn't. I left. There's too much to do in life. So many things you can accomplish. So many things that you can either invent. So many things that you can like test out. It's really interesting. Honestly, I think there's way more to life than just looks. But once again, it's important to understand looks really do play a really big role. So thanks again for watching. If you found the video helpful, please like, sub, share, comment down below. Helps the channel grow. If you want to see all my videos ahead of time, click the join button down below. Once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.